You weren't meant to find yourself. You were meant to lose everything first. There's a particular kind of pain that lives in the space between who you were and who you're becoming. A silence so loud, it drowns out everything you thought you knew. You wake up and nothing feels real anymore. The people you loved feel like strangers. The dreams you chased feel empty. The identity you built feels like a costume you can't take off. And somewhere beneath all of it, there's a question you're too afraid to ask out loud. What if I've been living someone else's life? Let me tell you something. No one tells you about feeling lost. It's not a mistake. It's not a breakdown. It's not evidence that you're behind, broken, or failing at life. Feeling lost is the universe's way of telling you that you've outgrown the map. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." But here's what he really meant. What no translation quite captures. Your confusion is not the problem. Your confusion is the path, because you can't feel lost in a life that truly fits you. You can only feel lost when you're being called somewhere else, when your soul is outgrowing the cage your mind built for it. So let me ask you something. What if the reason you feel lost is because you were never meant to be found in the first place? What if you were meant to become unfindable, unrecognizable, even to yourself? Stay with me. There's a spiritual teaching that most people misunderstand. It says, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. On the surface, it sounds like nothing changes. But everything changes, because the person chopping the wood is no longer the same. Feeling lost is the death that happens in the middle. It's the shedding, the unbecoming, the part where you realize that the person you thought you were was just a collection of other people's expectations, trauma response, and survival patterns stitched together and called a personality. The spiritual traditions call it ego death. The Stoics called it amor fati, love of fate. Jung called it individuation. But in plain language, it's the moment when life stops letting you lie to yourself. And that's why it hurts so much. Not because you're lost, but because you're finally waking up. Here's the paradox no one prepared you for. The more you try to find yourself, the more lost you become. Because the self you're looking for doesn't exist yet. You're not excavating. You're not discovering. You're creating. And creation requires destruction first. I know what you're going through right now. You look at your life, and it feels like you're watching someone else live it. You're going through the motions. You're smiling at the right times. You're saying the things you're supposed to say, but inside you're screaming, because you can feel it, can't you? That pull, that quiet, relentless knowing that you're meant for something else, something truer, something that doesn't have a name yet. And the people around you, they don't see it. They think you're fine. They think you're just stressed, or tired, or going through a phase. But you're not going through a phase. You're going through a portal, and you can't go back. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." But here's the deeper truth. Sometimes the most powerful reaction is to stop reacting altogether, to stop fighting the lostness, to stop trying to fix it, understand it, or make it make sense, to just be in it. Because this feeling of being lost, it's not a detour, it's the destination. And here's what they don't tell you about the darkness. It's not the absence of light, it's the womb. And you're not dying in there. You're being reborn. But rebirth doesn't feel like awakening. It feels like suffocation. There's an old Zen story about a monk who asked his master, "What do I do when I feel lost?" The master replied, "Get more lost." This is what spiritual teachers mean when they talk about surrender, not giving up, not quitting, but releasing your grip on the identity you're clinging to. Because that identity, the one you've been defending, maintaining, performing for years, it was never really you. It was a role you learned to play so well that you forgot you were acting. And now life is asking you to step off the stage, not because you failed, but because you're ready for something real. The Stoics practice this through negative visualization, imagining the loss of everything they valued, not to be pessimistic, but to prepare the soul for change, to teach themselves that their essence was not in what they owned, or achieved, or became, but in the awareness that remained when all of it was stripped away. That's what this moment is. This confusion, this emptiness, this feeling of being untethered from everything you once knew. This is you meeting yourself for the first time, and it's terrifying. Because the real you, the one beneath all the conditioning, that version of you doesn't need permission, doesn't perform, doesn't shrink to fit into spaces that were too small to begin with. And the people who loved the old version of you, some of them won't recognize this new one. That's not your fault. That's the cost of becoming real. So here's the question you need to sit with. Are you afraid of being lost? Or are you afraid of what you'll find once you stop searching? Because those are two very different fears, and only one of them is true. Let me give you something practical, something you can hold on to in the middle of this. When you feel lost, your mind will try to solve it. It will tell you to make a plan, to figure it out, to take action. Don't. Not yet. Because action born from panic creates more chaos. What you need right now is not movement. It's stillness. Here's what the Stoics would tell you. Stop trying to control the outcome. You can't. You never could. But you can control your response. And the most powerful response to feeling lost is this. Accept it. Not in a defeated way, but in a sovereign way. Say it out loud if you have to. I am lost, and that's exactly where I'm supposed to be. Because the moment you stop resisting the lostness, the moment you stop treating it like a problem to be solved, you'll notice something. A different kind of clarity starts to emerge. Not the clarity of knowing what to do, but the clarity of knowing who you are. And that's the only clarity that matters. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Your strength right now is not in finding the path. It's in trusting that the path is finding you, that every moment of confusion is actually recalibration, that every moment of emptiness is actually space being created for something new, that every moment of feeling lost is actually your soul's way of saying, we're going somewhere better, but you have to let go of where you've been. And here's the truth that will set you free. You were never the person you thought you were. You were always the one watching that person. The awareness behind the identity, the stillness behind the storm. And that can never be lost. So if you're feeling lost right now, I want you to hear this. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're not failing. You're transforming. And transformation doesn't feel like progress. It feels like chaos. It feels like falling apart. It feels like everything you built is crumbling, and there's nothing to hold on to. But here's what's really happening. You're not falling apart. You're falling awake. And the person you're becoming, they don't need a map. They don't need a plan. They don't need permission from anyone, not even you. They just need space to emerge. So stop searching. Stop fixing. Stop trying to go back to who you were. That version of you served its purpose. Honor it, thank it, and let it go. Because the most beautiful thing about feeling lost is this. You only feel lost when you're standing at the edge of something new. And you, my friend, you're not lost. You're just early. The path doesn't reveal itself to those who know where they're going. It reveals itself to those brave enough to walk without knowing. And you've already taken the first step.